5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This is Deducter bringing you set 4 of Jaedong vs. Zero in the ABCMart MSL round of 4. We have Jaedong as the teal Zerg at the 1 o'clock position and Zero as the white Zerg at the 5 o'clock position. And Zero is just one game away from making it into the finals. He's up 2-1 against Jaedong, itself almost an impossible feat. And he is so close to making his first finals appearance ever. Jaedong, on the other hand, must be smarting a bit after that defeat by Zero, where they both went for the same build. Jaedong was more Scourge heavy, though, and that did not seem to pay off for him last game. So let's see how Jaedong will respond this time around. Zero, on the other hand, must be feeling pretty good about himself again now. He's just proven that he can go toe-to-toe with Jaedong, the Legend Killer, the Tyrant, the Force of Nature, and managed to beat Jaedong in a straight-up mirror matchup. So he's got to be feeling pretty good about that. And Zero proving, actually, that he is roughly on track of his historic performance here. He's been improving his Jaedong, and now he's proven that it looks like Zero going for the 9 pool. Ooh, Korean commentators are all oohing, eyeing over this. And Jaedong, is he going for a 12 hatch again? He seems to be going 12 hatch every single time. Has he grown a little too confident in his ZVZ? He's convinced that he could not possibly lose no matter what build he goes? I don't know whether that's a good thing. This is, there's a huge distance between Jaedong and Zero on this map here, which is called Monte Cristo. So Jaedong going again for the 12 hatch. It did work out for him great in game 2 when Zero went for 9 pools, so and there is a huge distance to traverse on this particular map here, so Jaedong's not too worried about that. This is, however, a 2-player map. So there's not going to be any confusion as to where for Zero to send links, which he's morphing right now. He's not getting gassed, though, so this is different from his previous builds, whereas because it used to be that Zero was went for speed links very early. This time, though, it looks like he's getting a few links, and then he's going to put down an expansion, so definitely a different build here coming from Zero, unless he's bringing this drone out to rush with. No, he's going to do that. That'd be too crazy. We have a hatch going down here for Zero. Jaedong is going to spot these lings coming. He's know what's going on, but I don't think he's going to be too concerned about this. His pool is going to finish, and he's probably going to have lings out in time to deal with this with no problems. Jaedong is going to be forced to pull his drones off, probably for a little bit, just to make sure Zero does not manage to kill this hatchery, but otherwise Jaedong's not going to be in too much trouble. Yeah, Zero is starting to pick here at this hatchery. Jaedong morphing lings. He's bringing out his drones to deal with this. Just going to distract these lings. He cannot afford to lose this hatchery or any of his drones, so he needs to be extra good with his drone micro here. The hatchery actually getting to the red. Zero focusing and picking away at his hatchery. Zero can manage to kill this hatchery. Jaedong will be seriously screwed. There's 40 HP, 20 HP. The hatchery goes down. Zero kills the hatchery, and Jaedong shaking his head. Oh, Jaedong! How could you, Jaedong? He was just too greedy with his drones. If he pulled them off earlier in time to block the Zerglings, he would have been fine. But now Zero has a decisive advantage. Jaedong going for layer again. Zero going for his layer and Jaedong going for his layer. At the worst, Zero can put down a creep colony, which is what he's doing, and then morph it to a Sunken to defend. At the very worst scenario, Zero is going to be plenty fine. Even if he loses a drone to Jaedong here, he's not going to be bothered very much by it at all. Zero does need to be a bit careful, though. If he loses all his lings, that could be a bit of a problem, but no, he's not going to. And I fear with that, Zero may have just taken the series. He is on the brink of advancing to his first finals ever. He's putting down his Spire, and Jaedong has got to be kicking himself. And this is something about the best of best players, Jaedong, Flash, that sometimes so eager to get that tiny, tiny extra economic advantage that they're just too greedy. If he pulled his drones off 5 seconds earlier, he would have been fine, I felt. And this is just tragic to watch. I don't even really blame Jaedong for this. I mean, all credit to Zero for having guts, decisive play. This is what I mean. He picked at the hatchery, he saw the hatchery was down, and then he decided that he needed to kill the hatchery. And he didn't waver in that. He didn't go back and forth and vacillate, between picking at the drones, picking at the hatchery. He went straight for it, he stuck to his guns, and that's the sort of play that a champion needs to have. Jaedong putting down a sunken here. His main's going to be fine for now. But this time, Zero has the economic advantage. He's got the production advantage, and he's equaling tech to Jaedong. And it's going to be difficult for Jaedong to come back in this, to say the least. It is certainly not impossible. Jaedong, however, choosing to engage with his lings out in the middle of the field against Zero here. Zero barely winning his lings. I'm not sure whether I agree with that. Looks like Jaedong's going to send out his drone. I guess he was hoping for Zero not to be building too many more lings. He's going to try to put down his expansion again, but it's not going to work. The drone not only goes down, but there are Mulus out here picking at... Jaedong's Mulus are picking a bit at Zero's lings, but Zero's got Mulus out of his own. And Scourge too, and he's going to be able to outproduce Jaedong. Jaedong putting down his second hatchery again at the expansion. Jaedong going for the exact same build every single time this game. He's picking away at this Overlord of Zero's. He's managed to kill that, so he's doing what he can to come back in this game. But Zero, with a huge economic advantage this game. He's got extra gas, he's got extra production. He can afford to lose an Overlord or two or a few extra lings. That's not going to bother him at all. Jaedong has managed to mass up a decent force of Mulus, though. He cannot afford to wait too much longer before trying to launch some sort of attack. The longer this goes on, the more Zero's going to have an advantage. Look like Zero's bringing his Air Force out to start engaging Jaedong. Zero's got so many Scourge, Jaedong has none. Zero doesn't seem to have too many Mulus, but with too many Scourge, not even Jaedong can micro against this. Scourge are landing. Zero picking away at Jaedong's Mulus. Mulus going down for Jaedong. Jaedong almost out of a Mulus. Jaedong is only one Mulus left, and with his Mulus left, there goes Jaedong's chances of winning this semifinal. Zero's going to take it and advance to the finals, where he may have to go up against either Hydra or Flash. Who this is Zero looking so happy there. Good for him. Good for him. And Jaedong must be just disappointed, to say the least. And I don't know how he must be feeling. There goes his chance at Zero, just looking so happy there. He can't stop smiling. Jaedong saying this game. GG coming from Jaedong. Zero, he deserves this 3-1 victory over the greatest versus Zerg player of all times. I would say that's... Well, Flash has a higher ELO against Zerg, but I think Jaedong probably has the best win rate against Zerg ever. Certainly the best Zerg versus Zerg player of all time. There's no debate about that. Everybody would agree on that point. I don't know if you would say Jaedong's the greatest Zerg ever in the history of StarCraft. That's a dangerous statement to make for sure. And Zero signing t-shirts here. Jaedong not looking happy at all. Wonder if I can get one of these t-shirts someday. Well, that's what they do. They just throw them out like that. But very exciting series. Zero's going... he's already slayed one of the greatest opponents he's going to have to face this run around. He will have to fight against Flash, probably, I think. Although, you never know in that matchup. Certainly, if he has to play another Zerg, I think Zero will be fine. Being able to take out Jaedong is gonna give him a good chance of taking out Hydra, but if Flash makes it, Zero's gonna have one of the hardest paths to MSL ever, going against two people with 10 titles between them. But Zero, when he wants to win, he can win. So, great series. I have nothing more to say.